I change into a pair of sweats and a tank top, then brush my teeth and get ready for bed. Normally, I would be nervous about the fact that there's a stranger in the same apartment I'm in, but I have a feeling I don't need to worry. Corbin would never ask me to help someone he felt might be a threat to me in any way, which confuses me because if this is common behavior for Miles, I'm surprised Corbin asked me to bring him inside. Corbin has never trusted guys with me, and I blame Blake for that. He was my first serious boyfriend when I was 15, when he was Corbin's best friend. Blake was 17 and I had a huge crush on him for months. Of course, my friends and I had huge crushes on most of Corbin's friends simply because they were older than we were. Blake would come over most weekends to stay the night with Corbin, and we always seemed to find a way to spend time together when Corbin wasn't paying attention. One thing led to another, and after several weekends of sneaking around, Blake told me he wanted to make our relationship official. The problem Blake didn't foresee was how Corbin would react once Blake broke my heart. And boy, did he break it. As much as a 15-year-old heart can be broken, after the span of a 2-week secret relationship, turned out he was officially dating quite a few girls during the 2 weeks he was with me. Once Corbin found out, their friendship was over. And all of Corbin's friends were warned not to come near me. I found it almost impossible to date in high school until after Corbin finally moved away. Even though the guys had heard horror stories and tended to steer clear of Corbin's little sister. As much as I hated it then, I would more than welcome it now. I've had my fair share of relationships go wrong since high school. I lived with my most recent boyfriend for more than a year before we realized we wanted two separate things out of life. He wanted me home, I wanted a career. So now I'm here pursuing my master's degree in nursing and doing whatever I can to avoid relationship. Maybe living with Corbin won't be such a bad thing after all. I head back to the living room to turn out the lights, but when I've rounded the corner I come to an immediate halt. Not only is Miles up off the floor, but he is in the kitchen with his head pressed against his arm and his arms folded on top of the kitchen counter. He's seated on the edge of a bar stool and he looks as if he's about to fall off it any second. I can't tell if he's sleeping again or just attempting to recover. Miles? He doesn't move when I call his name, so I walk toward him and gently lay my hand on his shoulder to shake him awake. The second my finger squeeze his shoulder, he gasps and sits up straight as if I just woke him from the middle of a dream or a nightmare. Immediately he slides off the stool and onto very unstable legs. He begins to sway, so I throw his arm over my shoulder and try to walk him out of the kitchen. Let's go to the couch, buddy. He drops his forehead to the side of my head and stumbles along with me, make it even harder to hold him up. My name isn't Buddy, he slurs. It's Miles. We make it to the front of the couch and I start to peel him off me. Okay, Miles, whoever you are, just go to sleep. He falls onto the couch, but he doesn't let go of my shoulder. I fall with him and immediately attempt to pull away. Rachel, don't, he begs, grabbing me by the arm, trying to pull me to the couch with him. My name isn't Rachel, I say, freeing myself from his iron grip. It's Tate. I don't know why I clarify what my name is, because it's not likely he will remember this conversation tomorrow. I walk to where the throw pillow is and pick it up off the floor. I pause before heading it back to him because he's on his side now and his face is pressed into the couch cushion. He's gripping the couch so tightly. His knuckles are white. At first I think he's about to get sick, but then I realize how incredibly wrong I am. He's not sick. He's crying hard. So hard, he isn't even making a sound. I don't even know the guy, but the obvious devastation he's experiencing is difficult to witness. I look down the hallway and back to him, wondering if I should leave him alone in order to give him privacy. The last thing I want to do is get tangled up in someone's issues. I've successfully avoided most forms of drama in my circle of friends up to this point, and I sure as hell don't want to start now. My first instinct is to walk away, but for some reason I find myself oddly sympathetic toward him. His pain actually appears genuine and not just the result of an overconsumption of alcohol. I lower myself to my knees in front of him and touch his shoulder. Miles? He inhales a huge breath, slowly lifting his face to look at me. His eyes are merciless and bloodshot red. I'm not sure if that's a result of the crying or the alcohol. I'm so sorry, Rachel, he says, lifting a hand out toward me. He wraps it around the back of my neck and pulls me forward toward him, burying his face in the crevice between my neck and shoulder. I'm so sorry. I have no idea who Rachel is or what he did to her. But if he's hurting this bad, I shudder to think what he's feeling. I'm tempted to find his phone and search for her name and call her so she can come rectify this. Instead, I gently push him back into the couch. I lay his pillow down and urge him onto it. Go to sleep, Miles, I say gently. His eyes are so full of hurt when he drops to the pillow. You hate me so much, he says as he grabs my hand. His eyes fall shut again and he releases a heavy sigh. I stare at him silently, allowing him to keep hold of my hand until he's quiet and still and there aren't any more tears. I pull my hand away from his, but I stay by his side for a few minutes longer. Even though he's asleep, he somehow still looks as if he's in a world of pain. His eyebrows are furrowed and his breathing is sporadic, failing to fall into a peaceful pattern. For the first time, I notice a faint, jagged scar about 4 inches long that runs smoothly across the entire right side of his jaw. It stopped just 2 inches shy of his lips. I have the strange urge to touch it and run my finger down the length of it, but instead, my hand reaches up to his hair. It's short on the side, a little longer on the top, and just the perfect blend of brown and blonde. I stroke his hair, comforting him, even though he may not deserve it. This guy may deserve every single bit of the remorse he's feeling for whatever he did to Rachel, but at least he's feeling it. I have to give him that much. Whatever he did to Rachel, at least he loved her enough to regret it.